Hi, everyone. Welcome to Zen and Tech, our weekly podcast focused on centering your inner geek and using technology to help deal with the stresses of your connected life. I'm Renee, and the host of your show is Georgia. Before we begin, I just want to remind you that while Georgia is a therapist, she is not your therapist. Everything said or implied on this episode is for informational and entertainment purposes only and shouldn't be taken in any way as a replacement for personal, professional care. Georgia, I need your help.
I do too.
No, I need it more than you because as someone pointed out in the chat room, I had my tech stolen and they took my Zen along with it.
Well, I think that you dealt with it really well. It's a hard thing when someone, steals something. It kind of deals with your sense of safety and privacy, and yeah, it's a really horrible thing to have to be violated in that way. Especially when it's your tech, your Apple tech.
My car was smashed into, the black window was broken along with several other cars, and my laptop, my iPad, and my camera bag and lenses were all stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah, woe is me. And to top it all off, a co-host of mine who will remain nameless has been bumming me out about all the Apple news lately. So I need something fun, George. I need something to pick me up, to boost my spirits, to make me happy to be human again.
Right. Well, that's what we're here for.
Nice. Awesome. It's like we almost planned to do a podcast like this.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? What you got for me?
Well, today we're going to deal with something that I think we do not take seriously enough, which is funny, the oxymoron with seriously enough, but it is our need for play, the importance of play in our own lives.
And what do you mean by play? Because I mean, like you obviously don't mean like something like, there's a music and a play and pause button. Hit that play button and everything will be fine.
No, it's the ability of, I think that we lose our childlike sense of wonder and enjoyment in the simple things in life as we get older. I think that there's something that happens to us as we become adults and culturalized that we have to actually become serious and jaded and live our day-to-day lives doing the exact same thing over and over again ad infinitum until we die.
Well, that's true, because if you ever see kids playing, I mean, like a kid will be really upset, maybe they didn't get something they wanted or they hurt themselves, but 2 seconds later, they'll see a color or hear a note or find a toy, and the entire universe just unfolds in joy in front of them all over again. It's so resilient.
Exactly, and I think that that if we can keep that as part of our lives, it's just so very healthy for us. And I think that we need to make it a priority because it's actually really, really good for us.
Yeah. So is it worth talking about why we lose that? I mean, do we understand why that goes away? Is that just something that is enculturated out of us?
It's really cultural. There's different cultures and they have different emphasis on play. I think that our culture being so product oriented and so, try to do the work harder, do more, get more done, fill more stuff into your day, has prioritized play as a lesser activity that we're actually wasting time if we're doing a crossword puzzle or playing on your iPad or playing Sudoku or just laughing and being silly with friends.
Getting in some Xbox time.
Right. It actually deprioritizes that. Now, of course, there's balance if you're just playing on, eating bonbons, using your Siri assistant from your iPad to control different music and stuff all day and not working. That's not healthy either, but we need to have a balance in between the two. And I think that that's something that our culture has lost.
So what is the importance, I mean, of, you kind of touched on it, but, I'm dense, so I need you to explain these things to me like I'm a 3-year-old who still remembers how to play. What is the benefit of having that kind of activity in our lives?
Well, play promotes, one, it's highly stress relieving. To be able, when I spoke about the podcast that I dealt with death, I talked about how I used play as a way just to pass the time and kind of keep myself centered. So it really helped me deal with the stress of life. And sometimes we need that. we say that sometimes it's good to confront things and deal with it, but everything is in its own time. Sometimes life can be so overwhelming that you just need a break and some time for your body to heal, because when you are exceptionally stressed, your body is not going to be healing. It's too busy trying to make sure that you survive. So that gives you a time to relax and to deal with stress relief. Plus, it helps breed your creativity. So a lot of people that go into companies and tries to help you make new product lines and have new names, they'll actually have activities that will help you become more creative and not so worried about looking silly, what other people are going to think about you. So,
team building exercises. I love those.
I actually do love those. I've no social anxiety, so looking ridiculous in front of people, as everyone that watches the podcast already know, doesn't bother me at all.
No, it's that eager young go-getter from Sector 7G that always pisses me off while during the activities.
It also causes laughter. If it's a good activity, it also might be a flow activity, which is exceptionally healthy for our system. A flow activity, just to kind of go into the psychology of it, is flow was something that was done by Csikszentmihalyi, and he dealt with a lot of different activities. And flow is any activity that you can lose space and time while you're doing, and you are fully engrossed in that activity. Something that you absolutely adore doing, and it's just that becomes your entire world from that time. Now, again, everything within balance. You don't want to be doing that 24 hours a day, but something that gives you that feeling of just a little bit of inner happiness.
So is that like plopping down in front of the TV and turning on Netflix and just, going numb? Does that count?
If that, it wouldn't be considered, I doubt that would be considered a flow activity, because you're not actively engaged within it. Now, if it's a show that you absolutely adore and it completely engrosses you, yeah, maybe it'll come close, but I would believe that most psychologists be like, no, kind of, it's not, it's a little bit too passive to count as a flow activity, but it'll definitely work for play.
But if I'm watching Angel and I start to dance like David Boreanaz, then it's a little bit better?
Yeah, like Puppet Angel. There we go. Yeah. It helps challenge us play. It helps us learn to be social if we're doing play with others. And it allows us to challenge ourselves and get rid of certain negative personality traits that we might already be dealing with.
Oh, such as?
Well, let's talk about play and perfectionism.
Oh, okay.
So you're playing a game. You often can't, you have to deal with failure, and perfectionism and failure are like the opposites of the same side of the opposites of the same side of the coin. That's not really a perfect way to state it, but works perfectly for this.
Nice.
Yeah,
very well played.
Well played, Georgia, well played. It helps us learn to lose. It helps us learn that the game goes on. Even if we've had a failure, we get back in it, play another game, and then we have another chance at rolling the dice.
So is it like hyper-competitiveness, or the perfection makes the hyper-competitiveness?
Well, we want to actually try to let go of the perfectionism while you're doing the play. And I think that this is an interesting kind of aside for myself, is that I'm exceptionally competitive, and competitiveness is good. I think that this, every single child wins a trophy or gets a little medal at the end, is probably not really an honest way to deal with the way that our society deals with life, because not everyone actually does.
So the culture of mediocrity, yes.
Right, exactly. It's not truly fair. I think it makes our kids feel good, but for what? Our culture doesn't deal with that. Some people get the job and some people don't. So it's kind of, we're dealing with, poorly. But I'm hyper competitive. And I actually remember there was a time, and I was like playing a game at some friend's house, and it was a whole bunch of like little party games, and I was like winning. I was doing really, really well. I was like all the games I had won each prize, and I'm like, I just stopped myself. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this is like winning the war and like winning the fight and losing the war.
You were like Kramer when he was fighting karate against 5-year-olds. You were dominating Jerry, but it was the wrong battle.
Right. And so I didn't win the next game on purpose so that other people could experience the joy of dealing with it. And I think that that's something that you need to look at as well. If you have to win the games and you can't lose ever, yeah, you might actually, sometimes you need to be good enough to allow other people to participate as well. And play can help you deal with that, because it's a nice way to have to deal with it. to allow other people to take a little bit of the spotlight to make them feel better. It deals a little bit more with leadership as well, but it's nice. Play also teaches us not to take ourselves too seriously, and I really like this one. It lets you put your guard down, not worry about looking silly because other people look silly, and accepting other people for where they are and letting them try to, even if you happen to fail.
Well, I mean, like you said, kids play so naturally. Is it worthwhile just finding a group of kids and joining in on the fun, or is it important that you learn to play regardless of your environment, or both?
I say take the opportunity to play whenever you can. Like I see kids jumping rope, I'm like, oh, I'm so getting in on that. I love it. I think that play is wonderful. I was lucky that I came from a family though where play was important, and my family has always been one that deals with the world in kind of a childlike sense of wonder. My brother builds magical buildings in his backyard for fun and owns a special effect company. So that's pretty fun and cool as well. So you can kind of, enjoy life just as it so may be, and not worry about it. Yeah, get involved, take the risk, have fun.
So let's say you're having trouble, or maybe you're self-conscious, or maybe you're not sure about opportunities. What are some things that you can do to get into being playful?
Well, I think that you would go back to your childhood and see what you actually enjoy doing, because in the end, you want it to be something that you feel comfortable with and something that you'd like to do. So it might be someone's talking about taking a cooking class, or it might be, going to the beach or playing with the ball or joining a team, or playing Sudoku, making a model of something that you like. Whatever it still may be, playing video games. I like to do things that are kind of social and deal with others, which also helps you deal with your social skills.
Now, is it important what kind of play? Like, I mean, there's a difference between playing Dance Dance Revolution as a video game and playing Call of Duty. I mean, you might get an incredible stress level being hunted through the post-apocalyptic tunnels rather than, just burning off stress by dancing around.
No, I don't actually think that there's a difference. If you get a thrill from playing Call of Duty, I remember when playing Halo late at night was a blast. Hearing your friends scream in terror as they're being shot and running away. Yeah, that cracked me up. I had a lot of fun with it. I have to say that it would fully fit into the play. It was almost flow-like. And playing it in groups allows you to deal with your social skills, confrontations, loss, being shot in the head 16 times and saying, you know what, that's okay, I'll continue. Teamwork, cooperation, and innovation. How am I going to get around this person this time?
So
it's fun.
Is there a starting point? Like, let's say you are devoid of play, that you have been Joe Cubicle for the last several years. Should you start maybe setting aside a certain amount of time every day to get your play in and make it more structured, or does that just defeat the purpose?
I don't think that it should be something that's stressful for you, like I have to play. I think that you should look for opportunities to make your life a little bit more playful. I think especially if you're a perfectionistic type A type personality, and even if play is all about winning for you, I think you should look to a different activity that might not be competitive then, because that will actually be the opposite of it. It shouldn't be an activity where you have to win. It can be competitive, but it shouldn't be something where if you lose, it takes away a piece of your self-esteem. Then there's some things that you have to deal with. It'll actually be a stress building.
Okay. So what are some examples that you'd recommend perhaps for people who do have a more perfectionistic or competitive side?
Oh, then it would be something that would be cooperative. So maybe it would be a puzzle. Maybe it would be a board game where, it's more like funny, silly things that you have to do, like charades or something kind of silly. It could just be watching a funny movie together with your friends. I like to just, I'm always just laughing around and joking and doing ridiculous, silly things. And I think that makes it fun. So just go at it and see what you want. Maybe it might be dancing at home, playing a dance game. It doesn't really matter as long as it's something that makes you feel lighthearted and childlike.
Yeah, so should you
I
be
think
looking...
we take ourselves too serious.
Should you be looking for a certain reaction? Like, should you be doing something that makes you laugh, that makes you smile? Is that the sort of reaction that you want?
Oh, I like that question. I think that that's the right question actually to ask is what would you get out of it? And know that if you feel lighter at the end of the activity, happy and lighter when you're done the activity, then the activity worked. If you feel stressed and angry or upset or less than who you were, then it's not the right activity for you. Or it might be something like it's just you handled the activity in the improper way and you would have to take a look at
Okay.
what you're doing. So if puzzles completely stress you out, that's not play.
I can't find the corners. There's no corners. I hate this puzzle.
Or if you have those horrible friends that take one piece away from the puzzle before you're done.
I'll find that piece if it's the last thing I do.
Right, right. And it could be something even silly like, playing in the sand or taking off your shoes and socks and walking around barefoot in a nice carpet that's soft and squishy, or popping those little poppers and annoying all of your coworkers.
Like
That
donkey.
might work out.
Donkey,
That might work out negatively in the end.
I said donkey. But what I found was really helpful is I have little godchildren, and they're very young in age, and they just get such like they don't walk down a hallway, they run, and they get the biggest smile on their face. And if they get like a peanut butter sandwich, their eyes will light up. I love peanut. There's just so much joy in their lives, and it kind of reminded me of the things that I'd sort of taken for granted or let go. And if I could just live my life a little bit more like that, it seems like almost everything becomes play.
Yeah, I like just, if you see something really cool, pull over and you see flowers that you would love to pick, that you can pick, you're not going to get arrested for, and stop by and take a look at them or run through a field that, is safe. Just enjoy life a little bit more. And the fact that if all you're doing is going to work, working, eating, coming home, going to sleep, and starting it all over again, you need to put something in there for you as well. You're missing something in your life because by the time that you realize it, it's usually too late and you say, I wish I'd slowed things down. And that's what play does, is that it will slow down the break within your day and give something that feeds you for no other reason than to feed who you are.
That kind of goes back to our episode about putting yourself first. You're not an automaton. You're not a machine. You're not somebody's beige box. You're a person, darn it, and you deserve to have some fun.
Yeah, that's really what life should be about, is working on your own journey to self-fulfillment. So, email me. Let me know what.
I smell homework, Georgia. Is there homework?
Yes, the homework is just to try playing once this week. That's it. Anything. Anything. Could be a video game, could be a game, could be having friends over to play Monopoly. Monopoly makes some people aggressive, but or Risk.
You have to use the real Monopoly rules. You can't use the fake Monopoly. No, I'm just kidding. You play to make you fun.
Use whatever you want. Dominoes, cards, a poker night with friends, a movie, and laugh and enjoy. Playing in the sandbox.
And then tweet us or email us and tell us what you did. And we'll share it with people so they can get some more ideas and how you felt afterwards.
Right, exactly. Like I've been playing some retro video games against my hubby, which is it's a Tetris Battle Gaiden.
Oh no, you're not. I mean, from the old Nintendo.
Oh yeah, retro, and it's been absolutely amazing.
That's like when you can drop spells on the other person and completely mess them up, right?
Yeah. Oh, and Solid in the chat room talks about Qbert. Qbert is actually my favorite arcade game, and I have it, of course, on my large arcade machine, and I play it constantly. Love Qbert.
Nice. Oh, that's a spectacular idea.
I like the fact that Ed Ducker says that video games should not be included because they're not healthy. Well, actually, it depends on how that you use them. If it's something that it's a break from a long, heavy workday and you have a lot of fun and it's lighthearted and you enjoy it and you feel better after, great. It works out perfectly. If it's something that makes you more aggressive and angry and unfulfilled after, well, then that doesn't work for it.
Maybe you should try decoupage.
Yeah, I love doing art actually, and just making something silly and ridiculous and fun.
That's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend 10 minutes or so drawing every day because I haven't drawn in a long time.
I love that. I love that idea, going back to something that you do. I make jewelry too. Not really, I wouldn't say kind of play. I just kind of enjoy doing it.
Yeah. Well, it makes you smile, right? It makes you laugh. It makes the world seem, like you said, lighter and happier. Makes it a better place.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We can't, play all the time, but we can't work all the time either. And I think that most adults have tipped the scales so that they would only play, say, if their kids are there. No, do something just for yourself.
They're like, don't bother me, kid. I'm working. Can't you see I'm working, kid? You go play. That's what kids are for. Play.
Yeah. And have fun with it.
All right,
lighthearted,
awesome.
fun, enjoy.
So your homework is to play. It is to tweet us or Facebook us or email us what you have played and how you felt afterwards. And Georgia, where can they find out more about you to do that homework with?
Oh, at Georgia TIPB. And yes, go outside. Take a look at the world. Interact with it. Catch some bugs. Oh, I love catching fireflies. If you catch fireflies, please send me a picture. Let them go after. Yeah, take a look at whatever they say may be around you.
And on the web?
And on the web, www.ZENandTECH.tv.
Nice. And you can find me at Renee Ritchie or plus Renee Ritchie on the Googles. You can find all of us at ZENandTECH, www.ZENandTECH.tv. You can email us at podcast@ZENandTECH.tv or leave a comment when the show goes live on the blog. We are here each and every Sunday night, roughly 10 p.m. Eastern. And we really thank all of you for joining us in the live chat. We have the live chat because it feeds us back. It lets us know, what you're thinking of the show. And I think it helps drive the direction of the show, Georgia.
Yeah, exactly. Let us know. Actually, this suggestion had come in. Oof, I do not remember from now. I forget what her name is.
Just keep going. Keep going. Go roll with it.
Yeah, anyways, yes, she sent in this idea for the show. So we actually used it because it fit in with what we're dealing with. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We get ideas from the show all the time. I'll see if I have that with me. That was Julia Smith, and she wanted to know about the importance of play, creativity, and self-actualization. And I think it was a phenomenal idea. Yeah,
good idea. And it just fits with my life motto.
Nice. And this episode of Zen and Tech was brought to you by the Android Central Store, your one-stop shop for everything Droid, Galaxy, Evo, Thunderbolt, and dozens upon dozens upon dozens of other devices. Check out batteries, cases, cables, headsets, and much, much more at shopandroid.com. Tell them Lloyd sent you.
Lloyd from the chat room? Very cool.
No, Lloyd the Android from Android Central.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, in the end, just don't take yourself too seriously this week.
Or us.
I don't think they do usually.
Have a great week, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching the show. Play.
Less than 3. Nice.